Welcome back to the world, YouTube. It's KDZ here, bringing you guys another market watch. We're back again after it feels like so long. Um, Again, guys, the reason why I do these videos is because I have a huge passion for trading card games. I love talking about trading card games, and I love to build a community that feels the same and has that same passion to just converse and talk about those beautiful um, windows of artwork that we all admire. And with that, let's get into it. Yeah, guys, missed the past couple of days. Like I said, I like to do these market watches outside. I like to do them live. I got some tips recently from another YouTuber who does this thing, and he told me he was like, "Bruh, you should probably make some videos and not just make all live streams." And I was like, "Bruh, I feel you. It probably would be better in the algorithm, but I don't feel those pre-recorded videos. They feel dead to me. They don't feel alive. I feel like content to be alive because even after I get off of this live stream, it'll still be a video that you can go watch. So why wouldn't you do both at the same time? Yes, it's definitely more taxing because that's the reason why I wasn't able to continue the streak of dropping a market watch every day or dropping two market watches every day was because I do these outside. So um, depending on how heavy the weather is will depend on if I'm able to do them at all or not in my current setup. So it's like how it took me out for like a day and a half was kind of rough. Like, dang, I didn't even get a chance to stream to talk about the market, to talk about these beautiful windows of artwork. Look at that. Look at these windows of artwork. Y'all just chilling and looking at the 25th anniversary current card technology reprinted Dark Crisis cards. And those windows look as magnificent as ever. But yeah, like I was saying, like it'd just be tough to bring you guys these market watches if the weather is acting crazy. Like the weather was so crazy yesterday that it knocked out my internet. So I couldn't do anything online yesterday unless it was from my phone. And I'm not a huge proponent of doing that. When I'm at home, I like to use the computer, you know what I'm saying? So I just felt restricted as heck. And that was tough. But I mean, that's the weather. So sometimes it is what it is. It can just get in the way. Couldn't post on here, couldn't post on the other channel. But we back now. I done rambled for 3 minutes already. I did at least give y'all some windows of artwork to glance at while I ramble. But we should continue with what we was doing. We was doing we was looking at all of the uh, deck building sets. I'm pretty sure that's what they call them, deck building sets. Particularly the ones with the super rares and the secret rares in them. Oh yeah, I remember we got sidetracked last time from Arcana, the wifey of all wifeys. Yeah, and those copies are still here. Somebody came through and bought one of those $30 copies, 29.97 copies on the 21st. What's the day? Was it the day of the 21st? Okay, that was today. So yeah, somebody came through and snagged one of them. This is the last time we looked at it on the 19th. But that's not bad. Like the demand is not that high. We can just go over here and look at King's Court, even though this is getting off topic as heck. Like actually, it's in a weird about roundabout way, it's not getting off topic because this is a deck building set. It's just in the new format of deck building sets. Even though it's not the deck building sets I was talking about going over, because it ain't technically no secret rares in here, even though there are secret rares in here. Yeah. Anyways, um, yeah, we go to this set. We look at best selling, and she's on the first page. She's definitely on the first page. Like I said, she's the wifey. in my opinion, of all waifus. Um, but there's what 14 other cards above her that people are more apt to get. So, but I wonder how a TCG player does this best selling. Because, like, do they do it as in the number of copies of a card that is bought the most out of a set, or do they mean the amount of money a certain card has made in the set? Like, because then at that point, like the Winged Dragon of Raw, you wouldn't have to buy as many for it to make as much money as Rivalry of Warlords. But if Rivalry of Warlords is making as much money as the Winged Dragon of Raw, then these is getting bought like crazy. That's why I would think it's like the number of copies. But if it's the number of copies, then it's like people is well, I mean, considering one of her was bought in the past 2 days, and she's the 15th best-selling card in here, then these are probably not being bought at that much more of a clip. But still, Wing Dragon of Raw and Obelisk Tutor. Shoot, Slifer is the number one best-selling card. If that's the number that's sold, the number of these that keep being replenished on the market is spectacular to meet with the demand, and the fact that it's only 170, well, market price 207.76, but it's 32 listings as low as 176.50 for the Wing Dragon of Raw Secret Pharaoh's Rare coming out of King's Court. We click on it, yeah, lightly play first editions is starting at $176.50. So if this is the number one best selling card, like this many, no, they're not selling it. So from this chart, it makes it seem as though what card is making the most money is the best selling, uh, makes up the best selling cards in the set. So that makes me think, oh, that was dope. I didn't even know you can do that with the trackpad. Not only did I just do something crazy with the trackpad, like you guys didn't even see it. Like it didn't even show on your screen. Okay. Um, yeah, let's go over here. Let's close out of the majority of these tabs because we're about to go down the rabbit hole in another angle, and I don't want to get distracted. Okay, we got the secret forces up, but we didn't get a chance to even. No, we looked at Dragons of Legend a little bit in the last set. We talked about how the Dark Magician and Girl, the Dragon Knight, had failed. We talked about how the Atomize had its Ghost Rare and how it had failed. Let's get into what else we look at after the Secret Forces. The next deck building set, I believe, oh, Dragons of Legend 2. I think High Speed Riders was technically a deck building set, and Wing Raiders. Then they used to drop like three deck. Is that three? One. Oh yeah, that's only three. It's only three. So okay. Yeah. So Dragons of Legend 2 was next, and we'll do a High Speed Riders. So going back to the Secret Forces, you got Mayo Senju's up in here. Open up a link for dieback because I could have sworn that spiked. I think they were like getting some support, but look, these nice little secret rares they got for us. Let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah, let's zoom in a little bit. Yosenju Masak, Yosenju comma 1, Yosenju comma 2. Look how they're popping off the card. Just got a little bit of secret rare bleed in it. Yosenju comma 3. Let her pop. This deck was used in the anime by Silvio, who was like Yuya's uh he was that was one of the things, like the hidden arsenal. Well, that was interesting because the hidden arsenal cards were not used in the anime until arc 5, which is something really cool if you follow along with the cards and you follow along with the anime, because then it's like, oh, you finally get to see them come to life. Because in arc 5 they had a lot of different duelists that they introduced constantly because of the nature of that show. And because of that, they had to give him a lot of different decks, and they just went back and gave him hidden arsenal decks. They gave him Teller Knight. I mean, Constellar. They gave him Gem Knight. They gave him what was another one? They gave him Yosenju. They gave him. It was another one. X Saber. They gave him X Saber. So that was really dope. That they did in the anime. But yeah, Yosenju was actually, of course, because like I said, it was given in the anime as a pendulum theme. Now I'm thinking, no, yeah, the yeah, but like I said, because of the nature of the anime, those other themes were brought in, and they didn't give them pendulum cards. But you would have to watch the show to understand what actually happened. Um, if you guys would like to see reviews, you know what I'm saying, of anime episodes, whatnot, watch them along with me. Let me know. We might be able to work something out. But this set debuted one of the most uh, beloved archetypes to ever grace the window of an artwork, the window of a card, um, Necros. I was not paying attention to the game at this time, um, but this thing just, till this day, you still hear talkings of Necros, but you don't ever hear people talk about Necros in terms of like Time Wizard format and going back and playing that format, which is surprising for a deck that has such like a, it feels like a huge following. Opening up the wrong tabs. Yeah, I need to go to Trishula and then TCG player and then to Valkyris. Look at that. Look at that Valkyris. That he looks dope. This is a theme I do not have these cards. I have like constantly considered ever since I found out about them. I believe back in like 2017, 2018, to pick them up, but they were, it was much closer to the time that they had been printed, and they didn't have reprints, so they were mu- way more expensive than what they are now for their secret rare printings. Like Necros of Trishula was not a $7.24 card. He was not, let's go, first edition. He was not a $9.73 card for a lightly played first edition. He was not. He was like a $30, $35 card for a lightly played first edition. And Brionic was like a 60 70 dollar card, and these are cards that you want to play 2 to 3 of. So that's like $200 play set for, well, at the time they didn't do tax on the internet, so it would have been a legitimate $180, like no tax, $180. That's dope. But and Trishula would have been another 90, not to 105, and then Valkyris was another. At one point, Valkyris took over Trishula, and he was like a $40 card, so that's like $120. This is between like 2017 to 2019, like right before they got their reprints in dual power. So, like I said, Valkyris was a $40 card. I do own all of the ultra rares. When they reprinted them in dual power, those were one of the first things that I picked up because I really wanted that core, and it was just way too expensive. But I really liked the design, and they all came in the same rarity and ultra rare, so it was a matching set. How they all came in secret rare, just about, and what is the name of that set again? The Secret Forces. But yeah, looking at Necros Embryonic right now for first editions, you can get a playset right here for $26.99, lightly played first edition. So effectively, it's like a $80 playset, but that's like about the price of what one used to go for. But the fact that it's been this long and this is as cheap, this is as cheap that it's gotten, just goes to show you the the fandom behind this. Like this is not that cheap. $26, a $75 playset for a non-meta deck of yesteryear that has a reprint that's like $2. Like this reprint has been out for like 4 years. This reprint has been out for 4 years, and it's only driven, and it's always been like a $2 to $5 card, and it's only driven the price of the original print down to $25, and this is not appreciated to like 10 or 12. So that just goes to show you the strength of the fandom behind Necros and Brionic, I believe. Like I said, if I was to play this deck, I would just get the ultra rares. Undoubtedly, it would make no sense to spend $75 on that playset. You're If you buy that as a playset, you're buying that for that window of artwork in that rare. That's what you're buying that for. That window of lore, that lore window. You got Necros at Trishula, first editions. Near Mint, you got to place it right here for 1107. So what the price of one used to cost, you could get another playset for. And then Valkyris seems to have fallen even further than that. Uh, First editions, lightly played first set start at 875. The first edition is moderately played. I know Saki's always talking about his mod plays. He kills me with that. I'm like, bruh, leave those mod plays alone. Ain't nobody trying to mess with those mod plays. They sell though. I ain't gonna lie. They sell. I've never intentionally bought like a moderately played. Like I've bought a lightly played that came moderately played, but I've never intentionally bought a moderately played. Um, but I've sold a moderately played. So, and they've sold quick. Like those have been some of the quickest sales. Like I list them and they're gone the next day. I'm like, really, really, the moderately played. So I mean, Saki mentioning it, it's a thing. At least somebody's mentioning it. It's a thing. Um, but yeah, their first playset Nirman first edition is $33.30 from Newport Gaming. They got 3 copies for 1110, but you can get one and you can piece it out and get it for cheaper than 33 if you get different sellers. I'm a proponent of that because even if you buy from 3 different sellers, if one doesn't come, you still got two. Um, and you got them at cheaper prices than paying that premium from getting them from the same seller. So I'm a huge proponent of going for onesies and twosies, like when cars get up to like this range. Like I would literally just buy these 3 copies and call it a day on my playset and take theirs off the market, as opposed to paying 33.30 from for Newpoint Gaming. I save what the like $6, easy. But like I said, I wouldn't buy this to play. I'd buy this to just have that window of art and the top loader, to have that window of art and a binder. Did we get die? Yeah, we got die back up here. The secret rare. Okay, so the secret rare that fell back down. We'll see. Let's look at the chart here. Okay, so no, I guess it never did spike. Was it something else? I could have sworn this like spiked to exponential proportions. I don't know. Well, you got uh, lightly play first edge for 515. Like near mid first edge going for 550. Like this is effectively a stomp. It's a $15 play set. So if you want Senju stuff, I wonder if that support came out and it didn't do as good as people thought, and they were like, I'll take my couple dollar increase instead of try to take an arm and a leg for him. And then you get Ritual Beast in this. Ritual Beast, I think, has gorgeous lore windows. Like Ritual Beast is on the next level with their lore window. Like look at this Ritual Beast Tamer Elder. Look, see what I'm saying? These are the windows that have the setting in them. They're not those static backgrounds. They have their backgrounds tell a story. You got Ritual Beast Tamer Elder in a forest, essentially. So it adds to the world building. You can't really tell what Lara's background is, but I mean, you would think waifu tag secret rare. Look at that. That's next level. If this card is normal summon, you can target one which will be sponsored in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only special summon which will be Tamer Laura once per turn. Well, hold on. So you can only special summon her once per turn, but when she's normal summon is when you can activate her effect. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so Ritual Beast Tamer Elder. After you normal summon this card, you can normal summon one of Ritual Beast monster during your main phase this turn in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only special summon Ritual Beast Tamer Elder once per turn. Okay, so he has that same special summoning clause. I've never read these cards. As long as they've been out, I've never read them. I actually looked at them. You got Ritual Beast Tamer Win right here. Look at the setting on this one. Wow. You know what? Let's go over here and look at some prices real quick because depending on, I might go ahead and pick up my Ritual Beast Tamer. Trish. Okay, these is best selling. And Brionic, Valkyris, and Trishula are still in the top 8 of the best selling cards in this set. And actually Soul Release is the second best set, and Mayo Senju Dieback is the 4th best selling card in the set. So there was some merit, I think, to his spike in price. Let's go to how to love real quick though. Okay, yeah, after Dieback's $5 market price, the next most expensive card is Soul Release at a market price of $1.52 when not even listings as low as 67 cents. Um, so all these Ritual Beast Tamers and the rest of the Necross secret rares for that matter are as cheap as you could possibly get. Let's sort by secret. Elder is actually the most expensive card. The Old Man over Laura, over Win, and then the Ritual Beast. They got those fusion monsters. Necross got so many secret rares in this set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They got almost half of the 20 secret rares in the set. They got 9 of 20, bro. Yeah, this is a excellent binder piece for matching rarities in secret rare. Like what? Let's go back. Yeah, when was okay? So those are your 3 secret rare main deck monsters. If this card is normal summon, you can target one of your banished or beast monsters special summoning. What is this one? Oh yeah, the extra normal summon and spiritual beast Apelio. This reminds me of like Adamancipator. How Adamancipators you had the three humanoids, and then you had the stones. And it's like they fuse with the stones, but in Adamancer case, they sync with the stones. Is there one? Is there an Exceed one like this? Yeah, let me know, guys, if there's an Exceed theme like this that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head. But once per turn during either player's once per turn quick effect, you can banish one ritual beast card from your graveyard for the rest of this turn. All ritual beast monsters you control, gain. So because that's quick effect, you do it during the battle phase. Everything can only be special summon once per turn. Once per turn, you can banish one ritual beast card from your hand. Then target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Okay, that was spiritual beast Pedalfin, and then spiritual beast Canahawk. Oh yeah, wasn't that's right? There was the Canahawk. It was hit on the ban list when I came back into the game in 2017. So I don't know what contributed to that happening, but there was also some Necross stuff that was on the ban list as well. Yeah, that's why I need some more voices here, guys. We need some more voices so we can go down these tricks of memory lane and piece it together from the far future. But the Spiritual Beast Cannon-Hawk, once per turn, you can banish one Ritual Beast card from your deck face up. During your second standby phase, after this effect's activation, add the card banished by this effect to your hand from your deck face up. Dang, the format must have been much slower if Cannon-Hawk's effect was working like that. It's a cool effect, but the format has to be hella slow if you gotta wait 2 turns. And now you got the secret rare extra deck monsters. Ritual Beast OT Apelia. So if I'm not mistaken, this is Laura fusing with Apelia. Okay, one Ritual Beast Tamer, one Spiritual Beast Monster. Must be special summoned by banishing the above card you control and cannot be special summoned by other ways. So you banish the monsters. You banish the monsters to special summon this. And cannot be special in other ways. If this card attacks, it is unaffected by other cards' effects until the end of the damage step. During either player's turn, you can return this card you control to the extra deck, then target 2 of your banished monsters. Special summon them in defense position. So, does this have a reprint? Am I mistaken? Or because I feel like I would have remembered like something like this getting a reprint. No, don't none of them have a reprint, but none of them. Apelio doesn't have a reprint. Canahawk doesn't have a reprint. Pedalfin doesn't have a reprint, and they're all market price under 50 cents, bro. And then you even have another one, Ritual Beast OT Guy Apelio, which comes out of Cross Souls as an ultra rare and an ultimate rare. Does not have a reprint. The ultimate rare market price $8.46. 70 listings as low as 631. I was actually looking at this ultimate rare a long time ago when I went and sniped a whole bunch of ultimate rares, some of which I'm probably about to go over that have nothing to do with the topic of the market watch subject that we are trying to cover. But I haven't looked at these cards in a while, and I want to see their value because I heard on FTP's market watch that they had spiked in value, and I believe it was like TG Halberd Cannon that was like $30, and I bought it for like $5. And I don't want to be caught holding those bags. But Ritual Beast OT Guy Pelly coming out of Cross Souls, ultimate rare, level 10, 3,200 attack points, 2,100 defense points, Psychic Fusion effect monster. 1 Ritual Beast OT monster plus 1 Ritual Beast Tamer monster plus 1 Ritual Beast monster. No, Spiritual Beast monster, excuse me. Must be special summoned by banishing the above cards and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Okay. You do not use polymerization. If summoned this way, this card gains this effect. Quick effect. When a spell, trap card, or monster effect is activated, you can banish 1 Ritual Beast card from your hand, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. So, quick effect, Omni negate. Okay. banishing one ritual beast card from your hand. There you go. Quick effect Omni Negate. So they have a built-in Omni Negate with 3200 attack and 2100 defense. And it's not a once per turn. Not a soft once per turn, not a hard once per turn. As long as you have Ritual Beast cards in your hand, you can negate the activate, you can Omni negate anything. Well, there you go. I mean, and right now we're looking at lightly played first ads for $6.31, and these particular ultimate rares have really weak borders, so you want to try to go first edition. And World Class Singles has a mirror wall of 12 of 4 playsets, near mint first edition for $8. I mean, it, that's as good as it's going to get, guys. It doesn't really get cheaper than that. When I was looking at Neiman first says they was like 13, 14. I mean, it really doesn't get us any better than this. The market price got the first edition market price right now at 10.17, but you got 12 Neiman first ads for 8. So it's $2 under the current market price. Like that's as good as it's going to get, guys, for near mint. And the homie got 12 of them. I doubt he lying about them being near mint. Like I said, I'm trying my darndest. There are so many deals right now because I feel like because of the fear of that 25th rarity anniversary collection, that like everything is being dumped in preparation for that set. Cause like it's considered to be so great. But guys, we can't be out here all day. There's so many cards to cover. We were still on Secret Forces. We didn't even get to Dragons of Legend 2. But that's why we try to hit you with 2 market watches a day so we can, capitalize on that organic energy that we've been delivering. But yeah, hopefully guys I provided you with some value during this live stream. And with that, we're gonna be getting up out of here. Are we in there? Are we in there? Yeah, we in there.